For 40 years. Wait a minute. Chief X, the God best reincarnated with some more of this common sense science. So check it out. For 40 years, the entire world of academia has been laughing at the conscious community. Just dying laughing, right? And the conscious community, in their brain, actually think, like, I'm going to fix them. Actually think in their brain that they have been teaching and correcting white folk about the true history of the African. The entire conscious community has been laughed at on the world stage of academia. They've been claiming Egypt, Israel, and all this old shit. And come to find out, not one black nation or tribe live and set up camp anywhere in North Africa, Middle East, the Near East, the Levant, and anywhere around there. The only black tribe or nation that nobody came up with, I'm going to throw in the Adam and Eve people on the Adam and Eve island in India. The only one. Nobody can think of a black tribe or nation in the last 5,000 years that set up camp, lived in, and their culture was born in North America, the Levant, the Near East, or the Caucasus, or Caucasus Mountains area. Not one black scholar. That means that all these Kemetic brothers that had the debate Kemet on trial is wrong. All these Israelites brothers are wrong. They arguing back and forth with each other, and both of them are wrong, and neither one of them come from Kemetic culture or Israelite culture. Neither one. Everybody, even the best of the best in the so-called conscious community, has been wrong for the last 40 years. All your master teachers have been wrong. You guys have been miseducated for 40 long years and looking dumb, destitute, and thirsty on the world stage of academia. Think about this. This is some real shit I'm saying. Just think about it. Damn. We've been thinking we proven white folk wrong by putting up pictures of Nubians and the 25th dynasty and acting like those were the Egyptians and shit. We fixing them and we showing them. We wrong as fuck. Another thing. Ain't nobody ever hid black folk history. White folk in America did not hide your history. And they taught your history accurately. Think about it. In America, African Americans, listen to my wording. I didn't say continental Africans. I said African Americans' history in America starts with slavery. That's just a reality. African American history starts with slavery. Your beginning of history in America begins with you being dropped off a slave ship and enslaved in the United States of America. That's your beginning. African Americans' history starts with slavery. Now, if you want to talk about African history, I didn't say African American, I said African history, meaning continental Africans' history, that's a different thing. America is not responsible to teach you African history. In the 1800s and early 1900s, they didn't know. They couldn't teach you about Ifa and African traditional religions when they didn't know about it. Half the Europeans in America, more than half, couldn't even read and write. How was they going to teach you about Ifa and all the tribes in West Africa and all the technical shit? No, that's your responsibility. Your parents, your family are supposed to teach you your ancient roots history. You can't go to China, Japan, Russia, Arab, any of these places and learn some deep psychological teachings of African history. They don't teach it. You can't go to Japan and they teaching you African history. You get that in college when you want to advance your studies and broaden your studies and learn more. But elementary, junior high, and high school, they're going to teach you basic knowledge, basic reading and math to get you on your way to fucking college so you can understand shit. And then in college, America has never hidden your history. They told you exactly where they got you. They told you we got you from West Central Africa. And that's the truth. And your history in America starts with slavery. What else you want them to tell you and teach you? Anything else you get on your own. There's nobody responsible for teaching you African history. They can teach you African American history because that's American history. And they told you the truth about your history in America. Nobody lied to you. Now, you can go back and say, okay, they said some people said we were half human and this and that, and we didn't have. That's just racist motherfuckers talking shit. That's not, science or some real scholarship. That's just some racist motherfuckers talking shit. They told you where they got you from. And told you where you're from. Nobody lied to you. Now, back to the conscious community. Y'all been wrong. You're wrong about just about everything. Until you rep, I'm West African. Until you stop saying I'm a Nubian queen, because you're not no motherfucking Nubian. You're not a Nubian, just like a Chinese person is not a Pakistani. Also, you can't claim all of Africa. It's a continent. You guys have been beat back and beat down so much, you feel you can claim all of an entire continent as you or related to you. It don't work like that. It don't work like that on no continent. It don't work like that in Asia. Armenians don't claim that all of Asia is theirs and they're related and we just one people. And so I can just claim all of Asia because I'm on the Asian. What's the vice president's lady's name? She's Asian American. She can't claim Chinese American because she's Asian American, even though Chinese is on the continent of Asia. Where do y'all conscious community get the idea you can just claim anybody on the continent of Africa as you? No. The difference between a Nubian and you is the same difference between a Pakistani and an Armenian. They're different people. They don't claim each other. You have no right to claim every culture or nation or tribe on the continent of Africa just because you came from the continent of Africa. Just like people in Asia have no right to claim every country in Asia just because they're on the continent of Asia. It don't work like that. Black Americans are the only people who think like this, who still like this, who are confused as hell like this. Go to Kenya. All Kenyans are going to say, I'm Kenyan. They don't claim to be Ghanaian or the same people as the Ghanaians. You guys are the only confused people. You Black Americans are the only confused people. Now, there was a discussion on pseudo killers last night, and people were talking about the word black and who don't use it and what they didn't use in ancient times. Of course they didn't say black in ancient times. They didn't speak English, Einstein. We say black because we speak English and it's in English words. Now, the Latin community said Negro, which means black. They've always been using black, just in a different language wherever they're from. Greeks called sub-Saharan Africans Ethiopians. That's the word they use for black folk. They just had another language for it. So yes, They've always used black in whatever another language. It's not just a social construct. I understand what you're saying, it's a social construct. I understand that. But what I'm saying is people in ancient times weren't blind. And just like you sit around with your homies and you'll see a Mexican come by and you know that's a different person. Look at this Mexican. You'll say something like that. Same thing these people did. They were humans. 4,000 years ago, they were sitting around with their homies and friends and they seen a different people and noticed this person is different. That's such and such, and they had a name for it. Whatever language they spoke. Such and such people, whatever they called them. So, yeah, people knew differences. They weren't blind. They weren't stupid. So, I forgot my damn point. I'm trying to think. I'm sitting here like this. But so, yeah. Oh, I know what I was saying. So, people were saying, well, do they call each other black in Africa? Why would they do that? See, things are different. I went to Ghana. All of Ghana is black. It's not like it's a bunch of some white neighborhoods or Mexican neighborhoods. They're all black. Why would they call each other black? They say, hey, or he's Iwe, or he's Asante, or they're Ghanaian. They call each other Ghanaian, or they're Nigerian. They don't use the word black on the continent. Continental Africans talking to each other because everybody is black. Everybody has their tribe. Everybody has their national name they use. So no, they don't call each other black. Now, when they have international talk, that they're not talking amongst each other. Continental Africans aren't talking amongst each other. Yeah, when they're talking amongst each other, they don't call each other black. But when you have international talk, when you have an African talking to a person in America or a person in Europe, and they're referring to people internationally, they may say, I'm black as a description. Like, I'm a American. Now, if I robbed a store, someone can say, this American robbed the gas station and shot people. In people's mind, what they wanted, what kind of American? Was he black, white, Mexican? This is what people are thinking. So to describe what type of American, it was a black American. Oh, okay. So black is used as a description of American people. What type of American? Oh, it's a black American. Oh, it's a white American. Who shot up the church? Was it a white man? Was it a black man? It was a white man. Oh, it was a white American. Now, black people and white people are simply American. So to describe, to give people clarity of their mind when they want to know what type of American, I describe it's a black American or a white American. Oh, okay. So in Africa, they don't use the word black because every fucking body's black in their whole fucking geographical area. Why would they say that? They'll say the tribal name or their national name. But when they have an international talk, they may use the word black because it's a different construct and it's a different geographical area with a mixed group of people. Those are the reasons. This is just like common sense I have to clarify for people when they're jumping all over the place. So the conscious community been looking like nutcases on the world stage for decades. So now that you know that you've been looking dumb and sounding dumb and stealing other cultures and that you were never in North Africa, that North Africa is never and is not Black Africa, tropical Africans or sub-Saharan Africans is Black Africa. North Africa has never, ever, ever been Black Africa. No black people ever went up into them lands and set up camp, and their culture was born there to where you could say, those are the such and such people from North Africa. You can't do that because they didn't go to them areas. Now, they were also having a conversation on pseudo killers about, I'm not calling these Egyptians black. They're not African. Them people are something else. So when do you become, how long do you have to be in a land before you become African? You can be Native American and be there 15,000 years and be indigenous, and they're Native American. If you're in Africa, North Africa for 30,000, 20,000 years, goddamn, you're indigenous. If you can be indigenous at 15, you can be indigenous at 30,000 years in North Africa. How far you guys want to go back? See, everybody is stuck on who was first instead of saying who was indigenous. It's a difference. If I'm walking around my city and I go to a neighborhood that is vacant, barren, and I set up camp there and live there, I'm native to that land. I'm indigenous to that neighborhood. I was the first one set up, and my people and family and culture was born there. I'm indigenous. Now, if I travel through somewhere and walk through that place and look around and keep going and move on somewhere else and never set up camp, and therefore my family wasn't born there, my culture wasn't born there, I'm not indigenous to there. That just means I was maybe the first person who traveled through somewhere. It's a difference being indigenous and being first. Everybody in the conscious community is stuck on who was the first. That's all you have to hold on to now, is being first. Big whoopee, you were first. But did you set up camp, and are you indigenous there? Was your culture born there? Is there a whole nation of people who I can point, say, bam, that's the Umbuko tribe or Umbuko nation. Look at them. They've been there such and such. This is their culture. This is what... You can't find that in North Africa, West Asia, the Levant, or the Near East. Kemet and Israelites, both y'all been wrong. How you feel, though? When you think about it, and you think about, damn, I was all into that debate. Even the people participating in the debate, the Shaka Amos, entire Amun-Ra squad, Brother Reggie, all you guys were dead wrong in hindsight. You were arguing for Caucasian people and representing Caucasian people. You were representing North Africans. You are representing Eurasian people. You're up on stage. I'm the Eurasian. I'm the North African. Think about it. You guys are wrong. Bow down and apologize. Hit Chief X and say, you know what, Chief X, thanks for correcting the entire conscious community. We were totally off course. Thanks for clearing that up. Now we can leave Egypt alone and West Africa. Thank you, Chief X. You're the prophet today.